All right, guys. And the next guy we are taking a look at is another safety from Utah, Sione Vaki. So, Sione Vaki had a wild 2023 season. A solid safety for Utah, a good safety for Utah. I would say a very good safety. Don't let me downplay what he's bringing to the table as a safety. But kind of out of nowhere, all of a sudden, he becomes a running back for the team in the Cal game, I believe it was, when he first started playing running back, and just starts blowing up games, like 50-plus yard runs, just taking off. And before the season's over, has over 300. It's like 360 yards. You'd have to look it up, but looked awesome. Awesome player. And his PFF grade, you'll see it on the screen here, is 66.8 in 2023. Do not let that fool you guys. He is better than that. Don't forget, he was playing both ways for a lot of that grade. And that's both ways with the defense having a ton of pressure on them, guys. Like, the defense had a weight on their shoulders. Like, you got to have some sympathy for him. So you take a look here, guys, on the PFF stats, 17 stops. 17 stops, that's a great number, right? That means he's a playmaker. He's getting things done, making plays behind the line, at the line, making it happen. A little high on the missed tackle percentage, 14.3%, but 5 hurries as a safety. That's pretty impressive. 38 total tackles. And I really can't stress enough, guys, he had a ton on his shoulders, and I think the safety play suffered from the exhaustion of playing both ways and the pressure of doing that. Look back at his numbers in 2022. Yes, on about half the sample size, but 321 snaps is not a tiny sample size, guys. 321 snaps is huge. 300, that's like crazy. That's a good, or not crazy, but a very good sample size where you could take a lot from that, right? And look how much of it was run defense and coverage for his sample size. Really good numbers there. Very few missed tackles on 32 total tackles and 17 stops on 321 snaps. So similar story to Cole Bishop, where they both had very special 2022 years, and 2023 didn't quite make out as special. Where Sione Vaki, he was really special as a runner. I wouldn't be shocked if teams were looking at him potentially to be a running back or to be a guy that can be a safety on the roster and maybe contribute on special teams. I'm not a coach, but I think it would make sense if people are looking at him more of a versatile tool than just a safety. But let me tell you where I think Sione Vaki brings his real value. So in 2022, guys, that 321 snaps, more than half of those snaps, almost all of those snaps, were at slot corner. And I think that's where a head coach with the right mindset drafts Sione Vaki, right? Draft him as a guy that you think can be a really good slot corner and a gadget. You could throw him in on offense a little bit. And I know that sounds wild because it's the NFL, but that's really how you could use this guy. He's that powerful. He's that deadly. He really could be that type of weapon for you. I mean, right now he's projected as a 5th round pick here. You've got his RAS scores. Very good athlete, right? Not the cream of the crop, but very high. I mean, cream of the crop basically is not too many with a higher RAS score than Sione Vaki. Cole Bishop, I believe, leads the class in the RAS score. But a really good player, guys. And with the right mindset for a coach, he can be a super deadly tool. But with a coach that just wants a really good slot corner, I mean, Sione Vaki's your guy, and he's nasty against the run. So I think someone's going to get a steal with Sione Vaki. Let's pull up or you guys are probably already seeing it, but I got to kind of cycle through these. Looking at him, he's graded as a 5.68, which is kind of borderline roster guy, according to NFL. I really don't think that's right. Just being honest with you, I really think that's way off. I think a lot of people didn't know who Sione Vaki was because he didn't have a crazy high number of snaps in 2022, and they don't understand how special he was in 2022 and the factors that played into maybe under not bad defensive play in 2023, but not what you'd expect of a stud like him, right? And I just think whoever gets him is getting a monster slot corner and a guy, you could play him at safety. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think he'd be a bad safety in the NFL, but I think his value is a slot corner. I hope someone sees that, especially in like a zone defense sort of situation. I could see it being just such a great fit. So that's Sione Vaki, great player.